I want to show you guys how the government squashes private enterprise and how they disincentivize many people from working. Now, this is regarding Airbnb, which we decided to try here in Mexico. We purchased a condo and we put a lot of time and effort into making it nice, redoing the floors, redecorating, putting in all new toilets. And I'm going to tell you, it's a money-losing proposition as it is right now. And this, once again, is because of the heavy hand of government intervention. We have a booking. It is 30,000 pesos. The total bill after they pay 16% to Mexico in VAT taxes and the Airbnb service fee is 40,535 pesos. Now, you can definitely argue that that is just added on to what the guest is paying us, and that doesn't cost us. But this is the government eating a slice of the pie because obviously there's an upper limit of what somebody's willing to pay for accommodations. And when you are charging them taxes, that is something that the property owner, the person that fixed up the property, might have been able to generate for themselves. It's just not that Airbnb is not deserving of anything because they're bridging the two parties. They are helping them find each other. They're offering each some mutual security that the visit and stay will be pleasant and that makes fraud less likely. I don't mind the Airbnb fee, but then Mexico charges 16% on top of that. But let's take a look at what else they take out and how much we have left over. Host service fee, 900 pesos. VAT tax withheld, 4,800 pesos. Mexican income tax, 6,000 pesos, 20%. So of this, immediately there's 40,500 that was booked, and of this we are left over with 23,100. Well, that's not too bad. That's slightly more than 50%, you'll say. Well, we have to pay a 3% currency conversion fee, and then we have to pay the HOA fee, which for a half-month stay, which is what this is $250. And then we have to pay for the electricity, and we have to pay for the internet on top of that. Oh, and I almost forgot, on worldwide income, you have to pay the US government for what you earn, meaning that we are left with about 25%, maybe 20% of the total that was billed into our bank account after everything else is paid is going to be slightly over 10,000 pesos, which makes it an absolutely money-losing proposition versus the opportunity cost of keeping the same money in cash. Now, there are ways around this. Potentially, you can get a great accountant. You can get an RFC number here in Mexico, which is a tax ID, and then the fee is reduced to 4% instead of 20%. And that might increase your total slightly. But then you also have the opportunity cost of checking in the guests, of arranging with security, of emailing everybody. And it just becomes a money-losing proposition versus other things that I could be doing with my time. But the point is that the heavy hand of government is basically squashing you. And with the advent of the central bank digital currency, the way that many people here in Mexico try to get around that is via paying cash, because you're not paying that 16% fee. Mexico is largely a cash society. The moment that they outlaw cash and they are in control of all payments, then the average citizen gets absolutely squashed, and the federal government of Mexico, of the United States, of anywhere where this exists, will go around, collect all the fees and decide, well, we need diversity, inclusion, and equity, and we are going to tax you for it. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't hide your money from us any longer. And by the way, that is why Bitcoin is such an advent and such hope, because it offers a peer-to-peer payment method that the government can't control so long as you have your own private wallet, which is exactly what Elizabeth Warren is trying to outlaw. And they want to destroy Bitcoin because it prevents the centralization of power, which is what all these politicos want. But they are squashing you, and they are disincentivizing me from working and producing and creating more properties, more ways to rent them out. It's just a sad state of affairs because right now, as it stands, I want to sell the property at a loss. I don't give a damn. I just don't want to deal with it anymore. It is not fun. I don't like being stolen from, which is what it feels like. And I'm really disgusted by how much they're taking. 70, 75%, I'm going to be left over with 20% of my efforts. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the cost. That's the way I feel. Government squashing private enterprise because it disincentivizes people from creating new products and services. And that is what these lefties don't understand, is that the incentives must be there. Otherwise, I could just sit back, collect a welfare check, and be done with it. Bring on universal basic income because I have no incentive to work hard. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.